on natural, normal, everyday categories. If I have a cat being, I would say one cat person, basically. If I see a human being, I would say one human person. If someone says, how many persons are there? One. But so it would seem like if someone's going to say, oh no, Chris, there's distinctions in God, but God's one being. Okay, well, it must be like a human being, right? And so if they're really classical Trinitarians, when they talk about God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit and the Father, this is how it should sound. It should sound something more like this. That means they're a classical Trinitarian, right? So even if the Trinity is remotely a biblical concept, it should be similar to this, right? Because it cannot be tritheism. So basically, in a classical Trinitarian mind, they look at a human being like this. They see each human being as one human being, three human persons. So therefore, one being three persons, right? So they would say your soul's a human person, your mind's a human person, your body's a human person, and they're all one human being. So, and also in classical Trinitarianism, God should be one center of consciousness in three persons. That's how it should function. From what I understand, maybe, like I said, I'm still kind of new at this. But in social Trinitarianism, they say God is three distinct centers of consciousness. And I asked down here at the bottom, that's why I got it in red, how is this not tritheism? So in social Trinitarianism, they'll say there's one God and three distinct centers of consciousness. So you can see why I say that I can understand. I don't understand when a classical Trinitarian has an issue with someone who believes in oneness, because a oneness is saying, oh, I believe God is one person, one being, one center of consciousness. And so if the oneness person is saying that, and the classical Trinitarian is saying God's one center of consciousness, why is there so much hostility? That's why I say I don't think these people are classical Trinitarians, because they got so much rage, so much hostility. They must be seeing God more like a social Trinitarian, where you got one God and you got three distinct centers of consciousness. And I think they're actually almost seeing this like a tritheist, to be honest, because like I said, social Trinitarian and tritheism, I do not see the difference.